Donald Trump's Department of Justice has been arrested a journalist for doing his job. Don Lemon is in federal custody. He wasn't arrested for a violent crime. He wasn't arrested for espionage. He was arrested because he pointed a camera at the wrong passer. This is the moment the First Amendment stopped being a guarantee and started being a target. Don Lemon was in Los Angeles last night covering the Grammy Awards when federal agents took him into custody. His lawyer, Ab Lovell, one of the most respected attorneys in the country, released a statement that you need to see. This unprecedented attack on the First Amendment will not stand. Lovell said, instead of investigating the federal agents who killed two peaceful Minnesota protesters, the Trump Justice Department is devoting its time, attention, and resources to this arrest. So why did they arrest him? On January 18, Don Lemon was reporting on a protest city's church in St. Paul, Minnesota. Why were protesters there? Because the pastor of that church, David Easterwood, isn't just a clergyman. He's the St. Paul Icefield office director. He's the man in the charge of the operation that killed Renee Good just days earlier. Lemon didn't chant. He didn't block the aisle. He stood there with a camera and reported. And for that, the Trump DOJ claims he violated federal law. The message is terrifyingly simple. If you film the people Trump protects, put you in cuffs. But here's where this story goes from bad to authoritarian nightmare. They didn't just arrest him, they had to cheat the legal system to do it. Last week, federal prosecutors went to magistrate judge in Minnesota asking for a warrant to arrest Don Lemon. The judge said no. The judge looked at the evidence and ruled there was no probable cause to charge a journalist for reporting. Reports say Attorney General Pam Bondi was enraged by this rejection. So what did they do? Did they accept the court's ruling? No. They went judge shopping. They bypassed that judge, went to a grand jury or a different jurisdiction, and forced the arrest anyway. And look at who is leading the charge. Assistant Attorney General Harmet Dillon. And she went on a right-wing podcast and threatened the US KKK Act, a law designed to stop white supremacists against Don Lemon for reporting on protest. She publicly put him on notice. She threatened to use the FACE Act to protest an ICE director's church. This isn't law enforcement. This is personal vendetta using the Department of Justice as a weapon. We cannot talk about Don Lemon's arrest without talking about why he was at the church. He was there because of Renee Good. Renee Good was a 37-year-old American citizen, a mother, and on January 7, she was driving her car in Minneapolis when she encountered an ICE roadblock. The protesters at the church were chanting justice for Renee Good. They were demanding accountability from David Easterwood, the man running the agency that killed her. Instead of arresting the agent who shot an unarmed woman, the Trump administration has spent weeks hunting down the people who complained about it. They arrested the protesters, they arrested the civil rights lawyers, and now they've arrested the journalist who filmed it. Do you see the pattern? They kill a citizen, people protest, they arrest the protesters, journalists report on the arrest, they arrest the journalists. It is a perfect circle of silence. Don Lemon's lawyer is calling this unprecedented, and he's right. We have never seen a DOJ explicitly target a journalist after a judge already ruled the activity was protected by the First Amendment. The FACE Act they are using is meant to stop people from blocking abortion clinics or churches violently. Using it against a reporter standing in the back of a room is a legal stretch that would make a yoga instructor blush. But they don't care if the charges stick. They don't care if Don Lemon eventually wins in court 2 years from now. The punishment is the process. The goal is to make every other journalist in America look at Don Lemon in handcuffs and think, I better not film in that ICE protest. I better not report on that church. It is about creating fear. If they can do this to Don Lemon, a man with millions of dollars, fame, and the best lawyers in the country. What do you think they will do to a local blogger or a YouTuber or a journalist? Or you? If you pull out your phone at a protest, they're trying to distract you. They want you to talk about Don Lemon so you stop talking about 30,000 dead in Iran. They want you to talk about process crimes so you forget about Rene Good, Alex Pretty. But we aren't going to forget. Don Lemon is fighting, we are watching, and the First Amendment isn't dead yet, as long as we refuse to shut up. And I would be happy if you would subscribe to my channel and like the video and drop a comment about the topic. I would be really happy. Thank you so much.